Have you ever wondered if someone could predict the future with chilling accuracy? Imagine hearing about visions foretelling global disasters, mysterious deaths of world leaders, and a humanity-changing event that could arrive sooner than we think. Today, we're diving into the astonishing story of Marie-Julie Jahenny, the French mystic whose prophecies leave us questioning our own future. Known as the Mystic of France, Marie-Julie Jahenny's life was filled with extraordinary experiences, bearing the stigmata, surviving without food for years, and receiving divine warnings about the fate of the world. Many of her predictions, wars, pandemics, and societal decay, have already come true. But as 2025 approaches, the unfulfilled prophecies grow more alarming. Among them is a mysterious calamity involving a prominent world leader and a foreboding event known as the 3 Days of Darkness. Before we continue, if you love unraveling mysteries and exploring hidden truths, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us bring these incredible stories to light. Now, let's journey through Marie-Julie Jahenny's remarkable life, her terrifying predictions, and the lessons they hold for us all. Stick around, because you don't want to miss how her warnings might shape the world we live in today. Marie-Julie Jahenny, born on February 12, 1850, in Blaine, Brittany, France, is renowned for her mystical experiences and prophetic visions. Raised in a devout Catholic family, she exhibited a deep faith from a young age. At the age of 23, she began experiencing profound mystical encounters, including visions of Jesus Christ, the Virgin Mary, and celestial beings. She became widely known for bearing the stigmata, the wounds of Christ, which she endured along with other forms of suffering. Marie-Julie claimed to be a victim soul, someone who suffered for the salvation of others. She was also known for surviving long periods of fasting, reportedly subsisting only on the Eucharist for many years. Her prophecies were a mix of divine warnings and messages of hope. Among the most famous of her visions was the prediction of the 3 Days of Darkness, during which the world would be engulfed in darkness, with only blessed candles providing light. She warned of natural disasters, wars, and the rise of atheism. One of her most notable prophecies was the prediction of World War I and II, which she described with uncanny accuracy. Marie-Julie also prophesied the moral decline of society, religious persecution, and the purification of France, which she believed would play a key role in future spiritual battles. She foresaw a time of great suffering, calling for repentance and a return to faith to avert the coming disasters. Despite facing skepticism, with some accusing her of fabricating her experiences, many of her prophecies were confirmed by witnesses. Her stigmata and spiritual insights were acknowledged by the Church, though the Vatican has never formally recognized her as a saint. Marie-Julie passed away on March 4, 1941, at the age of 91, leaving a lasting legacy as a mystic and prophet. Her life continues to inspire those seeking a deeper spiritual connection, and her warnings are still regarded by many as relevant in today's world. Prophecies that came true. Marie-Julie Jahenny, a French mystic and visionary, is known for her numerous prophecies that many believe have come true over the years. Her predictions were far-reaching, encompassing events like wars, natural disasters, societal changes, and even the end times. While some might dismiss them as coincidences, the accuracy with which they have unfolded leads many to believe in their authenticity. One of her most notable prophecies was her prediction of World War I and World War II. Marie-Julie foresaw a great war that would devastate Europe and punish humanity for its sins. She described specific political upheavals, including the rise of oppressive regimes, which many have pointed to as a testament to her insight. Her predictions about these wars were not vague, she even spoke of the suffering that would result, echoing the horrors that would follow in the 20th century. In addition to the wars, Marie-Julie foretold the moral decline of France and the world. She predicted that France, in particular, would become a battleground for spiritual warfare, as secularism and the abandonment of faith would lead to punishment. She warned that materialism, atheism, and the rejection of God would spread, especially in the late 20th and early 21st centuries. Many see the rise of secularism and the decline of religious belief as a fulfillment of her prophecies. Marie-Julie also spoke of a deadly illness that would sweep across the world, which many now believe was a foretelling of the COVID-19 pandemic. She described a plague that would cause widespread death and suffering, a chilling prediction that seemed to come true with the global health crisis that began in 2019. One of her most famous and ominous prophecies is the vision of the 3 days of darkness. Marie-Julie believed that this event would be a sign of God's judgment. During these days, the sky would turn dark, and a great storm would ravage the world. Those faithful to God would be protected by blessed candles, while evil spirits would roam the earth, causing harm to the faithless. While this event has not yet happened, many believe that the increasing natural disasters, wars, and moral decline signal its eventual arrival. Another prophecy she made was regarding the rise of Islam and the spread of Sharia law across Europe. She warned of the dangers of religious intolerance and the consequences of abandoning the spiritual and moral foundations of society. In recent years, debates over immigration and Sharia law have brought her prophecy back into focus. Despite her warnings of destruction, Marie-Julie also foresaw a time of renewal. She predicted that after a period of intense suffering, humanity would experience a spiritual revival and peace would return to the world. She believed that France would undergo a purification, and the Church would regain its prominence in society. Her prophecies continue to resonate with people today as the world faces increasing political instability, moral decay, and natural disasters. Her warnings about the importance of faith and repentance remain relevant, serving as a reminder to stay vigilant in the face of an uncertain future. Whether one believes in her prophetic abilities or not, Marie-Julie Jahenny's life and predictions remain a significant part of spiritual history, inspiring reflection and discussion about the path humanity is taking. As the Paris 2024 Olympics approach, a global celebration of sports and culture, there are growing concerns about the event's implications on faith and spirituality. Some prophetic traditions, including those of Marie-Julie Jahenny, warn of dire consequences when faith is mocked or sidelined in favor of secular ideologies. These concerns are particularly relevant today, as the Paris Games highlight values of inclusivity and progressivism, which could inadvertently contribute to the secularization of society. Marie-Julie Jahenny, a French mystic known for her prophetic visions, often spoke about the dangers of abandoning faith and the potential for divine retribution in a world that turns away from spirituality. According to her prophecies, mockery of religion and the rise of secularism would lead to societal collapse and moral decay. As the Paris Olympics approach, critics argue that the event's secular nature, with little emphasis on religious traditions or symbols, may fulfill some of these prophecies by promoting a worldview that marginalizes faith. In today's world, where secularism is increasingly dominant, faith has been pushed out of many public spheres, and religion is often ridiculed. Jahenny foresaw a time when this trend would result in punishment for those who reject spiritual teachings in favor of materialism. The Paris 2024 Olympics, with its focus on unity and progress, may serve as a symbol of this secular shift, representing the growing disconnect between modern values and traditional religious beliefs. Jeheni's warnings about mocking faith reflect the broader societal trends seen in major global events like the Olympics. While these celebrations are meant to bring people together, they may also signal the diminishing role of religion in public life. This increasing secularization, according to some prophetic views, could lead to divine punishment, a fate predicted by Marie-Julie Jeheni for those who stray from religious teachings. Her prophecies emphasized the importance of spiritual vigilance, especially during times of moral crisis. In a world where materialism often takes precedence, her message is clear: those who stay true to their faith will be protected from the upheaval that may come. The Olympics, though a symbol of human achievement, may also represent a distraction from the deeper spiritual challenges that lie ahead. Though some may dismiss these prophecies, the alignment between current global trends and Marie-Julie's warnings is worth noting. The Paris Olympics, as a manifestation of modern secular values, could serve as a tipping point. If society continues to disregard spiritual foundations, the consequences outlined in Jeheni's prophecies may soon become apparent, urging a return to faith before it's too late. As we look ahead to 2025, many prophetic voices, including those of Marie-Julie Jeheni, offer sobering reflections on what may unfold in the coming years. Given the turmoil and uncertainty of the present, there are growing concerns about the societal shifts and possible events that could mark a turning point for humanity. The year 2025 is often seen as a critical time, both in terms of its alignment with prophetic warnings and its potential consequences for faith and morality. One of the key themes in the prophecies surrounding 2025 is the escalating global crisis, with a focus on political and social upheaval. Marie-Julie Jeheni, who spoke about the trials and tribulations that would come in the last days, predicted that events in the near future would challenge humanity's commitment to faith. For instance, some interpretations of her prophecies suggest that the year 2025 could see increased natural disasters, wars, or political instability, as divine judgment for the growing secularism and materialism in society. Another major element of speculation surrounding 2025 is the possibility of an economic collapse or widespread financial instability. Prophets like Marie-Julie Jeheni often warned of a time when the world's economic systems would fail, leading to widespread suffering and hardship. This financial crisis could be linked to the moral decay seen in society, where greed and excess overshadow spiritual values. As we approach 2025, there are growing signs that economic systems in many parts of the world are becoming increasingly fragile. With inflation, debt, and inequality becoming more pronounced, the loss of faith and the decline in moral standards are also central to the prophecies about 2025. According to these visions, if humanity continues to reject spiritual teachings, the consequences will be dire. In particular, the abandonment of traditional religious practices in favor of secular ideologies is expected to accelerate, leading to greater alienation and societal breakdown. 2025 may become a critical year where humanity either turns back toward faith or faces the consequences of its choices. In addition to these global concerns, many speculations about 2025 point to the potential for significant shifts in technology and societal structures. The rapid advancement of artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and surveillance systems could fundamentally change the way we live. While some view these developments as progress, others worry that they could further distance humanity from its spiritual roots. In 2025, the consequences of these advancements could become clearer, with both positive and negative impacts on society and faith. As the year 2025 approaches, It is clear that many people are bracing for significant changes. Whether these changes align with prophetic warnings or are simply a reflection of the world's current trajectory, there is a growing sense of urgency to reevaluate humanity's spiritual direction. The choice between secularism and faith, materialism and spirituality, will likely shape the coming years, with the potential for profound consequences for the world. One of the most well-known and chilling prophecies attributed to Marie-Julie Jahenny is the foretelling of the 3 days of darkness, a cataclysmic event that is said to occur as a punishment for the sins of humanity. According to Jahenny's visions, the world will experience an unprecedented period of darkness, lasting for 3 days, during which the earth will be enveloped in thick, impenetrable darkness. This event is often described as a divine judgment, meant to purify the world and bring about a spiritual awakening. The prophecy speaks of various ominous signs preceding the 3 days of darkness, including widespread natural disasters, wars, and societal upheaval. It is believed that during this period, the forces of evil will be unleashed, with demons roaming the earth and causing havoc. Only those who have maintained their faith and are prepared with spiritual practices, such as praying and remaining indoors, will be protected. The faithful are advised to have blessed candles, as these will be the only source of light during the darkness. Marie-Julie Jahenny's prophecies often emphasize the importance of preparing for this event through prayer, penance, and the strengthening of one's faith. The 3 days of darkness are seen as a time of purification and trial, during which the faithful will be tested, and those who survive will emerge spiritually renewed. While there is no specific date given for this event, many believe it will occur soon, in alignment with other signs of the times, such as increasing moral decline and the breakdown of societal values. The 3 days of darkness prophecy has been interpreted in various ways, with some viewing it as a literal event, while others see it as symbolic, representing a period of spiritual darkness and trial. Regardless of interpretation, the prophecy continues to resonate with many, serving as a warning and a call to return to faith and repentance. It remains one of the most mysterious and profound aspects of Marie-Julie Jahenny's prophetic legacy. Marie-Julie Jahenny's life was a remarkable journey of suffering, faith, and resilience. Born in 1850 in Coët-Meuse, France, she experienced extraordinary spiritual trials, including the stigmata, which marked her as a mystic and prophet. Despite enduring extreme physical pain, she remained unwavering in her devotion to God and her mission to save souls. At 23, Marie-Julie began experiencing the stigmata, visible signs of her deep spiritual connection. These marks of Christ's wounds were accompanied by intense suffering. Yet she chose to embrace the pain for the conversion of sinners. She often went without food for extended periods, relying solely on the Eucharist to sustain her. Her commitment to her faith was total, offering herself as a vessel to fulfill God's will. Marie-Julie's resilience was demonstrated through her choice of extreme fasting and asceticism. She once fasted for 5 years, surviving on only the Eucharist. This was not an act of self-punishment, but a profound expression of her love for God and her desire to help others. Her physical endurance reflected her spiritual strength, and her unwavering devotion stood as a testament to the depth of her faith. Despite suffering from illnesses and disabilities, Marie-Julie continued her prophetic mission. At one point, she lost the ability to speak, hear, and see, but still experienced heavenly visions and communicated God's messages. Even as her physical body deteriorated, her spiritual strength remained unbroken, highlighting her perseverance through adversity. Her journey also involved facing skepticism and rejection, Many doubted her visions. And some even criticized her devotion. Yet Marie-Julie stood firm. She never wavered in her belief that her prophecies were divinely inspired. Her resilience allowed her to endure the harsh judgments of others, proving her unshakable faith. Marie-Julie's life was an inspiring example of spiritual resilience, courage, and love for God. Her strength in the face of immense suffering serves as a model for anyone facing their own trials. Despite the physical pain and hardship she endured, she remained dedicated to her mission, offering herself entirely for the redemption of others. Her story is a powerful reminder that faith, when tested by adversity, can become an unbreakable source of strength. Marie-Julie Jahenny's life and prophecies offer timeless lessons that resonate with those seeking faith, resilience, and purpose. Through her suffering and mystical experiences, she imparted spiritual wisdom that guides us today. Unshakable faith. Marie-Julie's unwavering faith in the face of ridicule, skepticism, and physical suffering is a key lesson. Her belief in God, even in times of great adversity, teaches that true faith is not just about comfort but about trusting God through life's trials. Her example challenges us to hold firm in our beliefs, even when the world around us seems uncertain. Suffering as redemption. Her life exemplifies how suffering can lead to spiritual growth and redemption. Marie-Julie viewed suffering not as a burden but as a path to salvation. She offered her own suffering for the salvation of others, teaching that pain can become a channel for grace. This challenges us to reframe our understanding of suffering and see it as an opportunity for spiritual growth, rather than something to be avoided. Spiritual preparation. Marie-Julie's prophecy stressed the importance of spiritual preparation for future tribulations. She emphasized that those who maintain a close relationship with God would be protected during times of crisis. Her life reminds us to cultivate a life of prayer and penance, as spiritual preparedness can sustain us through difficult times. In an increasingly secular world, her example urges us to return to foundational spiritual practices. The need for conversion and repentance. Marie-Julie's prophecies call for widespread conversion and repentance. She warned of the dangers of pride, sin, and materialism, urging people to turn back to God. Her life challenges us to examine our hearts and embrace personal transformation. In a world struggling with moral decline, her message calls for humility and devotion, emphasizing that true conversion begins with sincere repentance. Trust in God's timing. Marie-Julie's prophecies, many of which have yet to unfold, teach the importance of trusting in God's timing. Despite the hardships she predicted, she emphasized that these events would occur according to God's plan. Her patience in waiting for God's timing offers a powerful lesson in trusting His divine will. In a fast-paced world, Marie-Julie's life reminds us to trust that God's plan is always perfect, even when we do not understand it. Divine providence. Marie-Julie demonstrated a deep awareness of God's providence, trusting that every trial she faced was part of a larger divine plan. Her ability to find peace in suffering teaches us to rely on God's care and guidance, even in difficult times. Her example reassures us that God's hand is always at work, guiding us through our challenges and offering strength. Prayer and penance. Prayer and penance were central to Marie-Julie's life and mission. These practices helped her grow closer to God and prepare for the trials ahead. Her example teaches that prayer is not just a routine, but a powerful tool for spiritual strength, while penance helps us make reparation for sin. In a world full of distractions, her life encourages us to return to the spiritual disciplines that build a deeper relationship with God. In conclusion, Marie-Julie Jahenny's life and prophecies continue to offer essential lessons for those seeking faith, resilience, and spiritual purpose. Her unwavering faith, embrace of suffering, call to spiritual preparedness, and deep trust in God's plan are principles that guide us through life's challenges. Her legacy encourages us to live with greater humility, devotion, and spiritual discipline as we prepare for the future. Reflecting on the life and prophecies of Marie-Julie Jahenny reminds us of the importance of faith, repentance, and spiritual vigilance. Her unwavering trust in God and her call for spiritual preparedness speak directly to us in today's world. As we face the challenges of modern life, we are invited to deepen our relationship with God and embrace a life of prayer, reflection, and self-examination. Marie-Julie's prophecies, especially those about the 3 days of darkness, remind us to live with urgency and awareness, always ready for the trials ahead. Her message is not one of fear, but of preparation, spiritually and practically. We are called to live lives that reflect faith, humility, and sacrifice. As the world becomes more chaotic, we are reminded that our strength lies in God's love and grace. And we are never alone in our struggles. To act on these lessons, we must commit to daily prayer and reflection, embrace the sacraments, and live out our faith with intention. Each day, we have the opportunity to grow closer to God and to be a source of hope to others by sharing the message of repentance and conversion that Marie-Julie imparted. As we close, let us commit ourselves to live in a way that honors God and reflects His love. We are called to spread hope and faith in a world that desperately needs it. By following her example of resilience and trust in God, we can face any challenge with courage and hope. Let us take her teachings to heart, live them out, and share them with others. Together, we can bring light to the darkness. Remember to like and subscribe for more insights and reflections on the life and prophecies of Marie-Julie Jahenny.